Hi there, this is Becky Paulson. Today I want to talk to you about rib position. Why do we care about rib position? Well, it comes back to the diaphragm, which we know is very important for the health of the pelvic floor. So the diaphragm sits in the very bottom of the rib cage like a dome, and then the pelvic floor sits right underneath in the pelvis, and together, when the diaphragm goes through its range of motion, it pushes the pelvic floor through its range of motion, so they are dependent on one another to go through their full mobility. The reason that we care about rib flaring, for instance, if you've had a baby and you've had your rib cage sort of pushed up and open from having a human in there, you may end up with a wider rib angle here. So the infrasternal angle, the angle between the two rib cages here, when it's widened above 90 degrees is sort of normal. When it's widened, that's going to create a lot more tension through the anterior abdominal wall. What can happen after childbirth if the anterior abdominal wall doesn't heal properly? You can have a diastasis rectus, diastasis, either one. So the wider the rib angle, the more prone you are to have that separation of the abdominal wall. And then, of course, the more separation through that linea alba between the two muscle bellies, the less ideal the recruitment and the motor control of those abdominal muscles. Okay, so again, after pregnancy, ribs are flared, causes more probability to have a diastasis. The other reason that we care about rib angle is it will affect the way that the rib cage stacks on top of the pelvis in space. And what we want more or less is the rib cage to be right on top of the pelvis so that the diaphragm and the pelvic floor can do their thing together, but also for the sake of having a neutral spine. What is a neutral spine? In a neutral spinal position, the intervertebral discs that go between each vertebra in your spine, they can tolerate 3 times the compressive load under neutral that they can out of neutral. So basically, when the spine is stacked ideally, your discs are a lot less prone to mechanical injury. So that's why we care about neutral spine. So all in all, we want rib cage on top of pelvis, and we want the rib angle to be about 90 degrees, more or less, because that controls your spinal posture and the position of the diaphragm. Thanks for watching.